9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the Tam Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucks, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tam Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tam Talk Radio Network.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Son's home team on the Tam Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The home team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the home team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pat Porter, and welcome to the home team. Glad to have you with us. Happy Independence Day weekend.
That's
it's
right.
Already past us, Independence Day, but Independence Day weekend. I hope all of you still have all of your fingers and toes after yesterday. We always hear about the fireworks explosion.
And a roof over your head.
And a roof over your
house
head.
Didn't catch fire or burn to the ground or get blown up. Or
Yeah.
It sounded like a war zone outside our house last night.
I want to say hello to a number of people watching on Facebook. David Alexander watching from north of the border, as well as my brother Pat, and also Linda and David, John, Donald. Want to say hello to all of you that are tuned in today on Facebook Live. Glad to see so many of you already on board early in the going. So we certainly appreciate that. Kirk also watching us on Facebook Live. Glad to have all of you with us today. Feel free to add some comments. And David, while we have you watching, I wanted to get your thoughts on Pontus Holmberg, who is a former Toronto Maple Leaf free agent and signed by the Tampa Bay Lightning as a free agent.
Good.
So, David, if you'd comment there on Facebook Live, what you think about Pontus Holmberg, how much of an addition will that be for the Tampa Bay Lightning? I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Jason, how was your fourth?
Oh, it was good. Very good. I worked at the bakery. We were open till 3 o'clock. We closed early, so I was there from 8 till 3. Got home about a little after 3:30. We watched some movies. My mom fixed hot dogs.
There you go.
So that was good. And watch movies, listen to music, and listen to the explosions outside. Also, there were also a few of the Twilight Zone. They do the marathon on the Sci-Fi Network during 4th of July.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. No, maybe the best TV series of all time.
Yeah, very good. Donald says he stopped by and saw you at the bakery.
I did, yes.
This week.
Saw Donald. Yep, he got a few of his usual black and white cookies. So always glad to see him there.
Very good, very good. Well, speaking of hot dogs, we've got news on two fronts. First off, Joey Chestnut managed to eat 70 and a half hot dogs.
I was going to mention
yesterday.
Don't even mention that. Those are gross. I think those are just disgusting. You almost make me not want to have a hot dog after watching that. I've called it blasphemy to food to see people just cramming them down their throat like that. And the fact that it's classified, they classified that as a sport.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
ESPN2 had it yesterday.
No.
So
gross.
Congratulations to him. And the winner of the women's division is from Tampa Bay. I don't recall her name, but she ate 39 hot dogs in the women's category. I think she's from Newport Richey.
Okay.
And she was the winner there. You know, the thing that surprised me the most, my son called me and told me that it was on, and I'd totally forgotten about it, but I switched it on. When they were introducing all of the competitors, there wasn't one that was, you'd say, well, you can tell he's been eating a lot of hot dogs. No, these are people that are on the thin side.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't, they'd probably die. Yeah. I mean, eating that many, if you're already overweight, that would probably be it. They'd have to. I mean, the guy I know. Who's the guy that did Man versus Food, the TV show? He had to stop doing it. They said he was in danger of dying. He had serious health problems because of that. The original guy, so he had to stop doing that. But no, of course, you can't be. You would probably die if you were overweight and did one of those contests.
Well, Matt researched it, and I think it's 20,000 calories that they downed in those 39 areas.
I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I mean, some people, they like it. It's a good time. I mean, and things they do it as a joke. I remember the movie, it was a Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman. He had to eat eggs or like raw eggs or uncooked eggs. So many of that. There was that scene in that, and other people do other things, but that just to me does not look, it's not fun. It can be dangerous. But again, as a person who is a foodie, I love food. I love to eat. The joy, we some of us live to eat as opposed to eat to live. But to see something like that is that's just an insult to food lovers. I think.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I enjoy a good hot dog.
Oh, me too. I had them last night.
I've had a few in my day. And
I love hot dogs.
Enjoy hot dogs, but that's kind of a blasphemy. It is.
That's exactly what I call it. There's no enjoyment there. I mean, you're dipping them in water, just cramming it down. You're not even eating, and you're swallowing them, basically.
David Alexander was kind enough to respond to our question about Pontus Holmberg, and he says, good two-way player, good skater, and playmaker, very responsible defensively. Leafs have other players similar to him, so he wasn't offered a contract due to the salary cap. So that's what he says we're getting.
But that's good.
Pontus Holmberg.
Hopefully
good
he can
role
help.
player, sounds like.
That's a good thing. Haven't really heard any big moves for hockey thus far. I mean, I know I think the Panthers re-signed a couple of players, Marchand and was it Ekblad and some others were re-signed by Florida. But there's no real, I know like the talk about the possibility of the Lightning looking to trade for Connor McDavid. Haven't heard anything big like that happen in the NHL.
Yeah. Back to hot dogs for a second, because I said I had two items in addition to the Joey Chestnut, but I had to laugh because my brother just posted, Mom served us shriveled up, dried up hot dogs on paper plates.
That sounds like true. Was that the Hugh? That was like the Hugh Culverhouse one.
Very similar, yeah. Well, his were green.
Yeah,
they were a couple weeks old from whenever the previous home game was, is what he served. I remember those that my brother pointed out about the shriveled up hot dogs on paper plates.
Well, I remember the story. Well, tell the story too about the Vince Namoli and the Japanese reporter.
Yeah,
about the hot the game.
This was back when the first ever Japanese player made it to the major leagues. I believe he was with Seattle, and they sent a whole corps of media people to basically cover him and every game, home and away, wherever he was playing. And they came to Tampa Bay, and the usual press box fare was hot dogs. And many people don't realize, but in Japan, hot dogs are a delicacy. They're thought of as sushi is here in the U.S. And so this guy came up, and he saw the grill there where they had kind of like what you'll see in a gas station or whatever. They had maybe 20 hot dogs all in the rotation cooking. And he saw that, and his eyes just lit up. And he helped himself to 3 hot dogs. And Vince Namoli happened to stroll through as this guy was helping himself to the hot dogs. And he said, put 2 of those back. You can only have 1 hot dog. Yeah. You don't need 3 hot dogs.
I think because Namoli wanted the other 2 for himself, probably.
He wanted him to go further so he wouldn't have to put as many out, I think. But anyway, the guy was just stunned and didn't know what to do. So he very gently put the other 2 back.
Jeez.
Somebody came along and ended up eating the ones that the guy had already taken. But the poor guy was just stunned. Well, we're getting a lot of conversations on hot dogs this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is kind of like the most famous time for hot dogs,
right?
4th of July. That's when you're supposed to have them. But anyway, someone said knockwurst with the spicy mustard on a potato bun.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the spicy mustard. I kind of like that.
I like spicy.
There's
mustard.
a mustard out of Cleveland. I'll have to bring you a container.
I think you did one time. You got me that one. Yeah, it was very good.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
And but it's called ballpark mustard, and they serve it at the Cleveland Guardians games. Anyway, want to get your thought about this. You remember Daddy Dogs that we had on the program right there at the corner of McMullen Booth Road and 580. And I'm happy to tell you that the newest member of the home team is now Joe's Hot Dogs.
All righty.
And they are new owners. They came in and bought the franchise or bought the restaurant. And they have been open about a month now. Right there at the corner of 580 and McMullen Booth Road. And they kept the Vienna all beef hot dog.
Excellent.
That's what they serve. To me, that is the best hot dog there is. The Vienna all beef out of Chicago. And that is what they serve there. And we're very happy to have them on board. You'll be hearing some messages on the program today if I ever stop talking. And but they are members of the home team, and we're glad to have them. And they are getting some gift certificates made. And soon as those are made, we're going to be giving them away.
Fantastic.
So in the weeks upcoming, you'll be able to go to Joe's Hot Dogs on us. But if you'd like to check it out yourself, please do. The only thing we ask is that you mention the home team. And by the way, if you do mention the home team, 20% off your entire bill.
How nice.
So it's a special incentive to mention the home team or Paul Porter, either one. 20% off your entire order at Joe's Hot Dogs. Same place as Daddy Dogs, same location. You'll see it right there. There's a pancake place right next to it. And it's right on the corner there of McMullen Booth Road and 580. So welcome, Joe's Hot Dogs, the newest member of the home team, the father and son windows and doors home team. Want to throw some things out today. Say this is kind of what we've called, Jason, the dog days of sports.
Right. Hot dog days, like you said.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about hot dogs.
That's why we're talking about
Exactly.
hot dogs. Football hasn't started yet.
Nope.
Although this month is the first game, July 31st.
The wait time flies. It'll be here before we know it. I mean, about a little later on this month, you're going to have the training camp start, preseason. We're discussing the Hall of Fame game, which is the very first preseason game. Will be July 31st.
Lions and Chargers.
That's right.
Up in Canton, Ohio.
Yep. So football is it's right around the corner.
Absolutely. Want to get your thoughts on a couple of things. Magic were active in the free agent market. They signed, actually, one was a trade, one was a free agent. Of course, Desmond Dane is the big splash that they made.
Memphis.
He's certainly going to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Tyus Jones, a point guard from the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
He's going to come in, probably be the backup to Jalen Suggs.
Mm-hmm.
So they are able to do that. And they also re-signed Mo Wagner.
Yes.
One of the Wagner brothers, and he signed a 1-year, $5 million deal, which is a lot less than I think he was scheduled to make, around 10 to 12 million. But he was injured much of last year, so the Magic offered him a 1-year deal, and I think they want to see if he can come back from that injury.
Sure.
So,
And the Magic already have a pretty good core with Banchero, with Franz Wagner, with Jalen Suggs. So the addition of these other players, if they can stay healthy, which is the key, they can be a dynamic team this year. I think they're already viewed as maybe
a lot of people,
the third best team in the Eastern Conference behind the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Because you got to remember, Boston is going to be without Jason Tatum. Indiana is going to be without Tyrese Halliburton due to the Achilles injuries. So, those teams you'd expect to take a step backward. Magic are going to have an opportunity in the East this year.
Well, as our good friend up in Zephyr Hills, Lee, mentioned, I may be leaving the Magic at the wrong time, but unfortunately that was beyond my
Not
control.
by your choice, yep.
But I'm still rooting for them. I'm wearing my Orlando Magic shirt today.
That, of course.
Happy for the acquisitions that they've made, and I would love to see them get their first ever championship, even if it was after me.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly rooting for them to be able to do that. Then a couple of other things. Jason, you and I experienced this early on, and that was we paid $32 to park to go to the Rays game.
Right.
And then walked just about a mile to get to the stadium. What do you feel is a fair price for parking these days, all things considered? If you're going to a professional sport, what do you feel is legitimate as far as paying for parking?
Well, I would say I would say $10 would be good. That's not the norm these days, but to me, for any parking spot, I think $10 to $15 is reasonable.
Matt, how about you? What do you think is a fair price for parking?
I'd say somewhere between 10 and at most $20.
Yeah, that's kind of raw, man. I think $10 is a real fair price.
Yeah,
$20 is pushing it a little bit.
I mean, I guess if you were significantly closer to the stadium, you want to charge $20. Okay.
In Cleveland, my son tells me $76 to park right within short walking distance of the ballpark.
Let's stay home and watch it. Thank you.
$76. And
why? I mean, for what? Why would anyone want to go to a game for that?
To leave your car somewhere.
I mean, anything. A lot of people could get you get someone to drop them off or do something or get an Uber.
Yeah.
Something's better than that.
Are you asking that for including the likes of the Clearwater Threshers or Dunedin Blue Jays? Or are you talking strictly like the big four professional sports?
Well, technically the Dunedin Blue Jays and Clearwater Threshers are a professional sport.
I mean, like the big leagues, or are you including the minor leagues as well?
Probably the big leagues.
Okay.
Yeah. Minor league parking is pretty affordable. I think it's like $5 or something like that. So anyway, but I want to get your thoughts on that. And
well, and you wonder, but if attendance at games suffers, that's the reason why. Right there. I mean, forget about the cost of the actual ticket to the event. If just the parking is going to be that much, why would most people want to go to that? They wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So that's a way to keep people away from the games.
I read an article that CBS posted that said that the two biggest complaints of fans about professional sports is the price for parking and the price for concessions. Mm-hmm. That was 1, 2. That and you and I experienced that. I have to admit, I'm very spoiled getting free parking with the Lightning and the Bucks and the Magic and a meal before the game. But to see the concession prices, you're talking between parking and concessions right about $100 before you even buy a ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you wonder why you see so many empty seats at, in particular, Major League Baseball.
And not to mention the fact that if you stay home and watch it, you don't have to deal with the hassle of unruly fans or the heat or the other elements at the game.
Lines for the
restroom. All of that. I mean, that in and of itself is an inconvenience. Now, it's an inconvenience a lot of people who love sports and love being there live are willing to put up with. But when it costs that much, I mean, number one, a lot of people don't have that kind of money to spend on sports. There's more important things they need, so they don't have it. And then even those that do have it might still question, is it worth it to spend that much when you could just watch it at home and not have the hassle?
And you have the replays at home too that you don't have in the stadium all that often.
Yeah, when I'm given an opportunity to go to the games like you invited me, and I'm grateful. I actually went to my first Bucks game in about 6 years. Last year, I went with my brother to the game, and I was, I have a good time. But do I really miss it on a regular basis going live to the games? No, I don't. I enjoy myself more watching them from home.
Mm-hmm. My neighbor and I went to a Rays game, and he thought, well, I'm going to have a hot dog today.
Mhm.
I normally don't have hot dogs, but I'm at the ballpark.
Yeah.
So, I got to have a hot dog. So I said, well, okay, go ahead. So he went up
Mhm.
to the concession stand and he came back. And I says, where's the hot dog? Did you eat it already? He says, no, I got sticker shock. I went up there
Yep.
and it was like $12 for a hot dog
Mhm.
and $20 for a hamburger.
Yeah.
And he says, I realized I don't need a hot dog
That
and a
badly.
hamburger that badly. I'll wait till I get home.
Yep.
But anyway, if you want to comment on any of those things, we would love to hear from you. And then the final thing we want to ask you today is your all-time favorite athlete, both in the Tampa Bay area, and your all-time favorite athlete, period. Who is your all-time favorite athlete and your all-time favorite Tampa Bay athlete? And we're talking baseball, football, basketball, hockey, any soccer, any professional sport. Jason, who would yours be?
For my all-time favorite Tampa Bay athlete, I think will be Mike Allstott. Love watching the guy play old school. I could pull up the highlights of him on YouTube, watch it all day long.
Yeah.
The guy, he's a throwback player.
Story about Mike Allstott. I was parking for a Bucks game, and he had a parking pass for the same lot that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up pulling up right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he got out of his truck and he said, would you mind parking one spot over? Because we're going to be setting up our tailgate out here. And I'd like to have it right next to my truck. And I said, absolutely. I says, I'd gladly do that for you, Mike. I really appreciate all you've done for Tampa Bay. He was very polite,
Yes.
very kind, and he said, thank you very much, came over and shook my hand, and I moved one spot over and let him do his tailgating there. But a real good guy.
Yes.
How about all time of all athletes, not just Tampa Bay?
All time, I have to say the greatest, Muhammad Ali. I mean, obviously I'm a huge boxing fan.
Did you ever meet him?
Yes, I did. Well, let me put it this way. I was at an event with him. I got something signed by him years ago. My dad actually brought him when we opened the Alessi Farmers Market in Carrollwood. I was kind of young at that time, and I didn't go. I wouldn't have known who he was at the time, but my dad knew him well, and others, and so just an absolute genuine guy. He was, aside from being an outstanding boxer, very unique personality. His poetry, rhymes, his outlook in the world. He was a great humanitarian. He did a lot for social justice causes, not just in this country but around the world. He traveled around the world. He was the most recognizable athlete in the world when he was alive. And so I would have to say definitely Muhammad Ali was my favorite all-time athlete.
And even though Matt said his favorite way to eat a hot dog is with ketchup, which our good friend Mel Lone from Mel's Hot Dog says that is an insulting to have ketchup on a hot dog.
That brings me up to something else. I used to watch on Mike and Mike in the Morning, the radio show, Mike Golick and Mike Greenberg. Of course, Mike Golick, the former football player, big guy, he ate a lot of hot dogs. They got into a discussion, actually turned into an argument about this. Mike Golick was incensed at these so-called people who were telling you the right way to eat a hot dog. He basically said to these people, the food critics, who are you? Who are you to tell me the right way? I'm paying the money. I'm buying it. I'll put what I want on the darn hot dog.
Yes.
How in other words, who are you to tell me how to eat my hot dog? People are different. They like different things. I'll fix it up the right way. But it's true. You go to some places in Chicago, and you try to put ketchup, they might throw you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike
That's
Golick,
what Mel used to say.
But Mike Golick was incensed about that to the food critics. And who are you to telling me how to eat my hot dog?
Yeah, in fact, they at Mel's they kept ketchup there, but it was for French fries. For you put ketchup on your French fries, which a lot of people do. Yeah. But they did not like when people says I'll have ketchup on my hot dog. It was kind of like a blasphemy.
Last night the way my mom thinks it, we put ketchup, mustard, and relish on it.
Yeah.
I almost always get ketchup on the hot dog.
David, if you're still listening, both David in Odessa and David in Canada, I'd like get your thoughts on is hot dogs in Canada. How popular are they, and what do people put on them? So, David, Alexander, I'd throw that question out to you. But want to get your thoughts on that. Matt, who are your all-time favorite athlete and your all-time favorite Tampa Bay athlete?
All right, Tampa Bay athlete is relatively easy. That's Steven Stamkos.
Steven
Yep.
Stamkos.
Fell in love
Got to
with
say
Stammer.
it properly.
I leave that to you. I can't do that. So, no, I fell in love with Stammer after he got drafted, and I followed his career even closer when I got here. Favorite all-time athlete is a tie between Hall of Fame catcher Mike Piazza and former Islander winger Ziggy Palffy. That's the reason I wore a 16 when I played hockey, was because I was a huge Palffy fan.
Mm-hmm.
So now my question to you, Paul, is who is your favorite Tampa Bay athlete and your favorite all-time athlete?
Well, I think Jason was not surprised at all when I said my favorite Tampa Bay athlete, and that is Ben Bishop, who I became very good friends with during his time with the Lightning. And still am in contact with him. So he would be my favorite Tampa Bay athlete. My favorite all-time athlete, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
Just an incredible guy to know, and just so happy that I got to meet him and get to know him.
Really,
So,
he's a brilliant guy. Very
Extremely.
intelligent. My mom even told me he got a PhD. The guy is just very, very smart.
yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, I heard someone equate PhD to fence pole holding diggers. So that's why I always, whenever I hear PhD, I kind of chuckle at that. But one of the Golick brothers someone mentioned is actually from the Cleveland area. So remember that very well. Well, we need to hit a break. And then when we come back, we want to get your phone calls. We put a lot on the buffet, literally, today.
Yes.
In addition to hot dogs,
yep.
we've put a lot on the buffet. And I'm still chuckling at my brother's comment of gave us those shriveled up hot dogs on a paper plate. Boy, that is so true.
Some people might like them that way. Who knows? Like I said, there's all the different kinds of ways to eat a hot dog. Like Mike Golick to the food gun. Who are you? Don't tell me how. I'll eat the hot dog the way I like it.
People like them.
If people like them shriveled up, why not?
People like
Some
them
people
on
might
the
like them
grill,
green.
burnt.
Like,
They're black when they.
So
when they
that's the
come
way
out.
we like it. That's the way we like it.
Yeah, that's true. We will take a break, and then we will come back with more of the home team here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, the father and son Windows and Doors home team, welcoming Joe's Hot Dogs as our newest member on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. Beach Dogs Friday are back this summer. On the last Friday home game of the month, the Clearwater Threshers become their alternate identity, the Clearwater Beach Dogs, presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Beach Dog Fridays are dog-friendly, and each dog ticket benefits a local pet charity each month. Bring your pup to play on the berm, eat a hot dog, and maybe meet our bat dog, Lucy May. Dog tickets are available for purchase in person at the Baycare Ballpark box office. All other tickets are available at threshersbaseball.com. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Family owned and operated, T&D Golf on West Waters Avenue in Tampa is the place to find everything you need for your golfing experience at affordable prices. Club repair is available as well. As a longtime sponsor of the home team, T&D wants to make sure you get the very best quality at a price you can afford. Open at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half-mile west of Northdale, Mabry, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. T&D Golf, making golf affordable.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the home team, the father and son windows and doors home team. I want to say hello to DJ Bolt, who is watching the program today in Venice, Italy.
Lucky him.
Yeah.
Wow. How nice.
Yeah. He is actually checked in and watching the program in Venice, Italy. So we're glad to have him on board. And I had sent out a question to David Alexander from Niagara, Canada, about hot dogs. And promise we'll talk about more than hot dogs. But he said Canadians love hot dogs too, Paul. In fact, my screen just jumped. Hang on just a second here. He says the Toronto Blue Jays hold $1 hot dog night every Tuesday, which, of course, is just like what the Threshers do. They have the hot $1 dog night every Tuesday. And every Tuesday home game, and a record 727,819 hot dogs were sold last season.
Wow.
So Canadians obviously love their hot dogs as well. And he says anything goes on the hot dog, but Jason is correct. that ketchup, mustard, and relish are the popular condiments.
Okay. Yeah.
So
good.
That's how they view hot dogs north of the border.
Very nice.
Thank you, David, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the phone lines. Kirk is waiting for us. Hello, Kirk. Good to hear from you.
Good to talk to you guys. The hot dog thing is good. I'd rather go to Alessi and have a brownie eating contest.
Thank you. That's a good thing. Yeah, we talked about that and some scachata eating contest too, Kirk. Sometimes I think that would be interesting. Very messy, but that would be something. That's one of our staple items there. So,
I love that scachata.
Yeah.
That is good.
Mm-hmm.
Count me in on those. I used to live right near Canada, so we used to go up to the Expos, and they were big on the hot dogs. LaBelle Premier hot dogs at the ballpark at Jerry Park. And I could go through about 10 a game. So they were pretty good.
I heard on the Rays game the other day that they were talking about the 9-9-9 challenge in Major League Baseball. What that is 9 hot dogs, 9 beers in 9 innings.
Oh, geez.
No, thank you. Not at $18 a beer, which I saw the other day.
Yeah, you would have to get a second mortage, I think, to do that anymore. But just to try and consume a hot dog an inning and a beer an inning.
Wait a minute. Now, so if they were to do that, would it all be free? Is that part of the deal?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
You got to do something to make it worth people's while. They give a prize away or something, or everything is free.
Yeah.
Or if not, if you don't get through that, you gotta pay it.
I think that challenge was free. That if you were able to, it's kind of like the steak, where if you're able to finish it, it's free. If you don't, you have to pay for what you've eaten.
Well, I have 2 things: an ambulance nearby, and certainly a designated driver. If you're going to have that many beers.
Good point.
Oh my God.
Good point.
No doubt. So you guys are talking about the parking. Back in '94, I went to the World Cup in Foxborough, and parking was $40.
And that was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now, what are they going to charge this time around when the World Cup comes here next year?
Over 100?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably starting at 100.
So yesterday there was a game in Orlando for one of those World Cup preliminaries or whatever they were doing.
Qualifier.
$9 you could find a ticket for. Parking was $35, the cheapest.
Yeah.
So parking is definitely neat, and I never factored in. Now, when I go to the Rays games, I park up at Walmart and walk down, get a good exercise trip back and forth.
Yeah.
But I refuse to pay $30 to go watch the Rays.
Yeah, I hear you. And that's where I think a lot of people would be either willing to park further away, they don't have to pay, and just walk, or just get someone to drop them off if they can.
So, parking it should be in the $5 to $10 range. It's ridiculous. In fact, our local amusement park up there that gave us free tickets for veterans, that was very nice, but it cost me $37 to park.
Well, when I went to a Rays game with my neighbor, I noticed we came up MLK, going towards like Himes, and if you're familiar with the area around the stadium. And I noticed there were a whole lot of medical places, that office buildings and medical places. And we went on a Sunday. So I says, I'm just going to park here. And it was literally right at the corner of Himes and MLK. Mm-hmm. And across the street, it was $32. If you cross Himes, it's $32 in the parking lot. So my neighbor said, we just saved $32 by walking across the street.
Yeah.
And, it's a little bit of a walk, but maybe a quarter mile. But I didn't mind it. It was closer than where you and I parked, Jason, the day that we went.
Well, when I went with my cousin to the Metallica concert, we actually parked at his mom's house. My aunt is not too far, and we parked there and walked. It was a little bit of a ways down, but hey, very well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's crazy. The parking prices are crazy. Now, the one other thing I really want to add was I recently got a survey from USF because of the new stadium, and I'm a season ticket holder, and they want to know how much I'm willing to pay for my seat license.
Interesting. What did you say?
I basically said I will not be renewing my ticket.
Not what they wanted to hear, probably.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other questions, which were all like, what are you willing to pay for this? What are you willing to pay for that? I'm not willing to pay anything extra for that, okay? So I'm supporting the team now. I have the season tickets. I've been doing it for several years. They're very inexpensive. But I really don't go. I give the tickets away to kids and people I know who really want to go. But it's I won't be doing any further what they want. I think they were talking about would be willing to pay $4,000 for a seat like this, which is absolutely insane. There'll be alumni who will pay it.
Yeah.
What is the capacity on that stadium? Is it like 30,000 or?
I thought it was in the 30s when I was looking, 35 to 40 maybe.
Okay.
Kind of like the bounce house.
Right. Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm curious to see how that's going to be. I think it's good that they're getting an on-campus stadium to get more of the college atmosphere vibe there. And I'm sure a lot of people will go early on out of curiosity to see the stadium. And I guess, how well they do attendance-wise on a regular basis probably will be tied to the success of the football team. But I do think it is a good thing. But, probably because it's new, they're going to try to gouge out every bit of more money that they can from people.
Yeah. Very good.
I know you occasionally read the New York Post, but there's also ads in the Post for ticket sales up in New York at Yankee Stadium where you can get 4 tickets and something else, a T-shirt or whatever the day for $100. That tells you they're even hurting putting people in the seats.
Yeah. Very true. And if you watch any Major League Baseball game, it's very rare to see a packed house. You see a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, maybe on the weekend if it's a marquee matchup with marquee teams.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, during the weekday, you see a ton of empty seats.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
Yeah.
They said it was a sellout on Wednesday at the Rays game. Now maybe they may have sold all the seats, but my row had one person, me, in it. The row in front of me had 2, so I guess they just sold all the seats and nobody shows up.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to give you my 2 people. I want to give you Bobby Orr as my favorite athlete.
Okay. All right.
I had a chance spending a day with Bobby Orr as a driver for him at a charity event in New Jersey years ago. What a great gentleman he was. And then Tampa, I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Yep.
He's had some medical issues of late. I don't know if people knew about that, but he's been battling a lot of medical issues.
Yeah, I met him several times through the years going to the wrestling matches.
What a gentleman.
Yeah. Has a store.
I met him in the stores.
Yeah, he has a store out there on Clearwater Beach, right down from the Palm Pavilion. So
there's also a health food store out there that many times I've been in there and I've run into him at least a dozen times. But he's shopping out there, and he's always very pleasant. He'll say hello to you, and very nice guy. So.
Very good. Well, Kirk, it's great to hear from you. We got to hit a break here, but thanks for joining us. Glad to talk with you.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Kirk.
All right. We have to hit a break. John and Donald, stay right where you're at. We want to hear from both of you. We've got a whole plethora of topics that we're talking about today, many of them food-related. But as pointed out on Facebook Live, sports fans love to eat.
Yes.
Generally. So,
and they classified that stupid hot dog eating contest as a sport. So I guess it does tie into sports in different ways.
2 things very difficult to do, and that is to go to a baseball game and not eat a hot dog, and going to a movie and not getting popcorn, because the popcorn smells so good when you go into the movie theater. But anyway, we'll take a break. More of the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team coming up here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. It's what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, they're saying there's no place like this place anyplace else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks in one of Tampa Bay's gyms that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Buccaneers, and the Home Team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
If you fishermen and ladies need anything for your fishing enjoyment, you'll find it at Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton and Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa, frozen bait for saltwater fishing, clothing from Avco and Skinny Water Culture, Costa Del Mar sunglasses, and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the Home Team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Welcome back to the Home Team here on the TAN Talk Radio Network. So glad to have our title sponsor, the Father and Son Windows and Doors Home Team. And Cubby McMenemy is joining us from Father and Sons Windows and Doors. Cubby, good morning. Happy Independence Day weekend.
Hey, happy 4th weekend, Paul.
Well,
good to talk to you.
We're glad to have you on board with us. We've had some interesting topics that we've been talking about today because, let's face it, it's kind of the slow time in sports with baseball's about the only thing going, baseball and soccer. But we wanted to get your thoughts on some of these things. Do you have an all-time favorite athlete in the Tampa Bay area and worldwide? Who would be your all-time favorite athlete, Cubby?
All-time favorite athlete would probably be Roger Staubach.
Okay.
I used to just love that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, good role model, good person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Went to the Navy. If I'm
Navy
not
Academy.
mistaken.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. How about in the Tampa Bay area? Who would be your favorite?
I'm thinking Gerald McCoy, big OU boy, Oklahoma Sooner.
Mhm.
Got to go with Gerald. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
Very much so.
He gave a lot of good years
Yes, he
to
did.
the Buccaneers. Absolutely. And another thing we were talking about, and that is parking when you go to a sporting event. And it's kind of a Achilles heel for me, or a hot button. What do you think is a fair price, Cubby, to charge for parking for a professional sporting event?
Oh man, I don't know. I've got the workaround, Paul. I'll go to a parking lot about 3 miles away, park my car, and then call Uber.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, but I did go to the Rays game not too long ago, and I think it was about $20. You know, I don't think $20 is too much.
Okay. All right. Jason and I went, and
Yeah.
Jason was very kind, and he said, "Since you got the tickets, I'll pay for the parking."
Oh yeah.
Thinking,
No,
I thought, yeah, that's good. And I honestly didn't know how much it was, and they said $32.
Yeah. Well, Cubby, I'm curious. Where was your spot for $20? That's a wonderful spot. We gotta locate that one. That's a deal considering.
It's one of the yards over there behind the Buck Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you had to walk from behind the Buck Stadium in that neighborhood to Steinbrenner Field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hike.
Metallica was in town, so parking was even double.
Oh
packed.
yeah. I was there at the Metallica show that weekend.
Yeah. Well, we're really happy that Father and Son Windows and Doors is title sponsor of the home team. And I know we're already into hurricane season. In fact, they're expecting a tropical storm up in South Carolina this weekend. Cubby, you can get people set for hurricane season, get some great windows and doors before these hurricanes arrive.
Yep, our manufacturers have increased production. So normally where it was 10, 12 weeks to get product in, we can get them in about 4 to 6 weeks now. But yep, hurricane season is here and people are buying like crazy.
Yeah, and you're offering some special pricing as far as that is concerned, with rebates on both the windows and the doors.
Yep, we people just say, well, I got perfectly good windows, but I want them to look different or whatever. We're going to just throw them in the trash and we take them out. But we do give you a rebate of $100 per window, $200 per door. And now we're offering up to $700 off entry doors, hurricane entry doors. So,
okay, very good. You mentioned you can get product in 4 to 6 weeks. So if someone were to contact you now, they can be looking at new windows in that period of time.
Sure. Yep. It's getting close to the time. Usually in about the end of July, it's going to be hard to get them in by the end of hurricane season. But the manufacturers have ramped up production.
All right. Well, what's the best way to get in touch with Father and Son Windows and Doors to be ready for the season?
You can just go to the website. It's pretty simple, faswd.com, and check out all the products we have. And we have some showrooms over by the Tampa airport. And if they want to see life-size products, they can come on in and just talk to us.
All right. Very good. Well, again, Cubby, thank you so much being a title sponsor of the home team. We really appreciate that. Happy with the partnership and hope we are for many years to come.
Yeah, Paul, just wanted to say that our business has increased since we partnered up with you. It's a great relationship and a great show.
Well, we're certainly glad to hear that. Thank you so much, Cubby.
Okay, guys, take care.
Right. Hour number 2 of the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team coming up. John and Donald, you're going to be kicking off our second hour. Stay right where you're at. More of the home team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Stacy Lynn. At least 24 people are dead in central Texas after a month's worth of rain fell in just a few hours, causing catastrophic flash flooding. CBS's Christiane Benavides reports while the total number of missing is still not known.
Among those unaccounted for, more than 20 children who were attending a Christian summer camp. Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Whatever these communities need, the state of Texas is going to step up and provide it.
President Donald Trump said he's working with the governor on any federal assistance that may be required. The flood is a result of torrential downpours, causing the Guadalupe River to swell over 25 feet within an hour, washing away homes, vehicles, and roads.
Correspondent Scott McFarland reports the FBI agents are getting put back on counterterrorism duty because of what Attorney General Pam Bondi calls potential Iranian threats.
Iran, of course, is a threat. They have been a threat, and they always will be a threat to our country.
But CBS News has learned agents at the FBI and the Department of Justice have warned supervisors they'd been pulled away from counterterrorism to focus on immigration enforcement. And there's been a purge of several top counterterror officials and dozens of experienced prosecutors in the Department of Justice in the opening months of President Trump's term.
While they call the discussions positive, Hamas hasn't formally accepted a ceasefire proposal yet. The BBC's Ione Wells in Jerusalem with one thing they may be holding out for.
They want an end to the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, that controversial U.S. and Israeli-backed aid distributor in Gaza. This organization has been mired in controversy since it started operating in Gaza in late May, not least because of the near-daily reports of Palestinians being shot at by IDF soldiers while trying to seek aid.
With the price at the pump down, tens of millions of people hit the road for the long holiday weekend.
The record number of Americans traveling for the 4th of July holiday, including C.J. Kennedy, are enjoying a break from high gas prices.
It's been very economical to travel.
AAA says average gas prices are at their lowest for this time of the year since 2021.
That's CBS's Jim Crisilla on the road in Hillsville, Virginia. Actor Julian McMahon has died. He was best known for playing Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movies and plastic surgeon Dr. Christian Troy on Nip Tuck.
Right eye is 0.5 millimeter higher than your left. We could properly fix that with the malar augmentation. That's a cheekbone enhancement. I'll give you Botox here and here.
McMahon was 56 years old. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit progressive.com.
Caregivers find the support they need on Connecting Caregivers Radio with Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregiver. Heard every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m., Linda and her caring and knowledgeable guests will bring you education, information, and resources, as well as a shoulder for caregivers. That's Connecting Caregivers Radio with Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregiver, where you can find help and hope every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Ain't it good? Hi, I'm Dawn Reese with the Dawn Reese Show, most powerful names in entertainment, every Thursday at 5 p.m. I have so many different segments I'm so excited to share with you, from miracle stories to celebrity interviews with Hollywood connections to travel, and soon the Housewives of Florida, to local business promoting your business on the air with me, an amazing opportunity to grow your business. Tune in to the Tan Talk Radio Network, 106.1 FM on Thursdays, 5 p.m. with me, Dawn Reese.
This is the radio program of Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks,
host of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at Spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Hey Tampa Bay, Tammy here with the BCC Coupon Book. Tune in during drive time 5 to 6 p.m. on the TAN Talk Radio Network to hear the BCC Coupon Book radio show. We feature local small business owners with great deals for many services and restaurants in our listening area. And anyone interested in branding your business and getting your name out there, give us a call at the BCC Coupon Book, 727-804-6082. Have a great day, Tampa Bay.
That's the BCC Coupon Book, Wednesdays 5 to 6 on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340 for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics. Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340. This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the TAN Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucs, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Son's home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The home team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the home team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Think you, and welcome to hour number 2 of the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. Glad to have you on board with us this weekend. A lot of people are tuned in on Facebook Live. Want to say hello to Jesse, our good friend out at Betts Fishing Center, is watching today on Facebook Live, and really glad to have you with us as we continue along here on this Saturday morning. And we did not announce the top of the hour trivia question, so I wanted to throw that out now. It's already been posted on Facebook Live. Yep. You remember the Tampa Bay Storm that played originally at the Florida Suncoast Dome in St. Petersburg and then moved over to what is now Amalie Arena in Tampa. Want to know who was the last radio play-by-play announcer for the Tampa Bay Storm before they went out of existence? Who was the last guy? Very well-known person here in the Tampa Bay area, but who was the last radio play-by-play announcer for the Tampa Bay Storm? That's the trivia
Good question. I remember going to the first couple of seasons, some of the games. They were a lot of fun. And of course, the team was great right from the start. I mean, they won the Arena Bowl the very first year. Fran Kersey was the coach that year. You know, the former University of Tampa head coach. He actually coached him that season. Of course, Jay Gruden was the quarterback. I just never forget the first game I ever went to. There was a guy in the stands, a heckler was giving it to Jay Gruden, and the Storm won the game, and he ended up playing great. But every time he'd miss a pass or he threw an interception, the guy would go, "Hey, nice pass, bozo! You need some glasses." And everyone in the roundup just kept telling the guy, "Hey, sit down and shut up." He was annoying a lot of people around him, but.
And of course, Gruden originally went to Orlando.
And he was both the quarterback and the coach there for a period of time. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Well, we've had some guesses of Steve Herzog and Derek Brooks, but no, neither one of those are correct. But
Derek Brooks was the co-owner, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, he was. He actually was. Let's go to the phone lines. John is waiting for us. John, thanks for holding on. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys. The answer for the Tampa Bay Storm is Derek Sharp.
No, there was actually somebody after him.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Derek Sharp did some games as a fill-in, but there was somebody else very well known in the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, I was going there with Anthony many times to the Storm game, so I remember
okay.
that.
All right, yeah.
As far as hot dogs, National Hebrew Jumbos we had yesterday with sauteed onions and fresh garlic on a large bun. Oh, it was just tremendous.
Yeah,
sounds excellent.
Yeah. Hebrew National is probably my second favorite hot dog after the Vienna all beef hot dog. But you got to be happy to know that they've reopened at McMullen Booth and 580. Now is Joe's Hot Dogs.
Yes, I have two places to go to lunch next week. That's Joe's Hot Dogs and Alessi's, because I miss their sandwiches. You got great sandwiches there. It's unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
Well,
always appreciate that.
When you go to Joe's, mention the home team and you get a discount.
Okay, sounds good.
Make sure you do that.
And the greatest basketball game I've ever seen was with Shaquille O'Neal and Patrick Ewing at the Orlando Arena, double overtime on a Sunday.
I think I remember that
tremendous.
Game. Yep.
I was courtside with a friend of mine, and they won, and Shaquille comes off the court, and I high-five him, but I can only get half of his hand.
Yeah.
He's a monster. Superman.
Yeah.
And he had the Superman tattoo on.
I know my son and I got a picture with him, and he shook my son's hand, and it totally covered his hand.
Yep.
Just a great guy. By the way, we had a correct answer on the trivia question. Stephen got it correct. It was Jack Harris. Jack Harris was the final voice.
Long-time personality in the Tampa Bay area.
So
Met him
congratulations to Stephen Dunn. He has the first correct answer for the month of July. And the way we do this, of course, is we ask one every week, and then we total up who had the most correct answers for that month. David is the winning the last 2 months, but right now Stephen has the lead here in the month of July by saying Jack Harris.
Excellent.
All right.
The favorite athlete of all time is definitely Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And Tampa Bay Bucks, Derek Brooks.
Good one.
Good
Another
choice there.
Yep.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy all around. Yeah.
Those are two jerseys I have in my collection: Derek Brooks and Mike Allstott.
When you look at the Bucks' history, they've had some very good athletes.
Yes, they have.
That good people.
Yeah.
You talk about Mike Allstott, talk about Derek Brooks.
Leroy Selman.
Yeah,
Absolute
Leroy Selman. There's some good people that have played for the Buccaneers at one time.
Yes, class acts, all of them,
Rob Taylor, who was back there in the offensive line in the early days of the Bucks, used to be my Sunday school teacher when I went to church.
How about that?
But anyway,
and
go ahead.
Wimbledon's going on, and number one player, Sinner,
we're just
playing.
This
guy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
what we have it on the TV here in the studio.
Watching
some of that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much. Always good to hear from you.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You do the same, and enjoy Joe's.
Yes.
I will.
When you go. Okay. All right. Let's bring in Donald next. Hello, Donald. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning. Hey,
thanks for holding on.
Yep. It's always going to be morning now with the new format. So.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you get, you've been on hold a while. It's like, good morning. And no, it's good afternoon.
Yeah.
And then good night.
Brooklyn used to join us in the morning, and then we'd get to him in the afternoon.
There you go. But, so we're talking about favorite players. My Tampa Bay player is going to be John Lynch. I remember
another great one.
When I had season tickets, and I remember when John Lynch got drafted, and watching him play, it's like, dang, this guy is just throwing his body in there, and just what he did, and over the years and everything. And I actually got to meet him. And then he invited me to a spring preseason game and stuff, and was on the sidelines. And autographed a football for me and some other things. So that was pretty cool.
He's another throwback player that probably wouldn't be able to play in today's NFL. Now, I mean, he was too physical for today's game. Where they'll call penalties on guys for hits, the kind of hits that he put. I'll never forget the game where the Bucs were playing the Chicago Bears. He knocked out his brother-in-law, who was like the receiver, the tight end for the Bears, and he just went over and plowed him and knocked him out of the game, his own brother-in-law. So it doesn't matter who you were. When you got on that field with him, he was going to hit you the same way.
His wife was happy about that.
I know.
Yeah. John Lynch is with the 49ers now, right?
Yeah, he's the GM.
GM of the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the Broncos and then with the other 49ers. Yep, absolutely. I was rooting for the 49ers, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
but,
me too, because of John Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted it for him. So, but anyway, so my favorite player of all time is going to be Gary Carter.
Oh, wow. Yes. The New York Mets and others, but of course, mostly with the Mets.
Montreal Expos and then with the Mets.
He had a long broadcasting career too, I think, didn't he? After he finished playing?
That I don't remember, but I was at it was a July 3rd game on a Sunday because I had Sunday season tickets for the Mets for a few years, and Nolan Ryan was pitching for the Astros, and he fouled one straight back, and I actually got that ball, and I went to the game the next Sunday. I made sure I got there early, and I was yelling for Gary. Gary came over, and I told him, I said, last Sunday, you fouled one straight back off of Nolan Ryan in the third inning, and this is the ball. He goes, yeah, okay, very cool. So I asked him if he would autograph it, and he did.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
I've got an autograph card because he was also part of Leukemia Foundation. And if you donated money, he would send you an autographed baseball card.
Uh-huh.
So I have a couple of those. So that's cool. And my wife loves Gary too.
Donald, I want to get your thoughts on this. What is a fair price for parking for a major league or sporting event?
$15.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty good.
So me and Liz used to go to a lot of games at the Rays Stadium. I mean, the old Tropicana Field. And they had a lot of tickets that were $15 days and $15 parking. So we would scope those out, and her days off are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So we would go to the games, those days, and it was $15 tickets, $15 parking. So for under $50, you're in. So that is a very fair price.
I should point out the Rays are offering 3 games and parking for $99. So that comes out to like $33 a game, and it includes your parking. And we've learned that that's about the price for parking by itself. So that's a pretty good deal with the Rays.
That would be.
That is a great deal.
Yeah.
But we love going to minor league games too. And of course, with the Rays playing at Legends Field or Steinbrenner, they're not playing there now, the minor league team, but we used to go see the Tampa Yankees all the time.
Well, they're still playing in that complex. Yeah. It's at a different ballpark in the complex, but they are still playing there. So, all right, Donald, I got to move along, but thank you so much. Always good to hear from you.
Absolutely. You guys take care. Stay safe and tight lines, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. Very good. Are you still there, Donald? Okay. I was going to ask him if the fish were upset with all the fireworks going on yesterday. They probably were.
Yeah.
More of the father and son windows and doors home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. Looking for a fun, affordable Saturday night out with the family? Check out the excitement of minor league baseball and then stay for an amazing fireworks display over Baycare Ballpark after Saturday night Clearwater Threshers home games. Whether you're hanging out with our mascot Finley or getting an autograph from your favorite minor league players, there's always something fun to do for everyone in the family. So go to threshersbaseball.com to get your Saturday night tickets now. And don't miss the best fireworks in Tampa Bay. I have great news. Vienna all-beef hot dogs and delicious Hershey's ice cream are once again back in Pinellas County. What once was Daddy Dogs is now Joe's Hot Dogs under new ownership, right at the corner of 580 and McMullen Booth Road in Safety Harbor. The best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef, with any toppings you like, is back in Pinellas County. Joe's Hot Dogs is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 11 to 7. Mention the Home Team and get 20% off your bill. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
For the first time ever, the Home Team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need, from clothing by AFCO and Skinny Water Culture to Shimano and Daiwa Reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton and Largo. Online at customfishing.com.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com.
Thanks for staying with us. Now more of the Home Team with Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the Home Team, the father and son windows and doors Home Team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along We've been talking a lot of hot dogs today.
Yep.
And with, of course, the hot dog eating contest yesterday and Joe's Hot Dogs becoming the newest member of the home team. For those of you familiar with Daddy Dogs, right there at 580 in McMullen Booth Road, they are the new owners, and it's now Joe's Hot Dogs, but they still have the Vienna all beef hot dog, and they still have the ice cream there too. And they're offering a 20% discount to anybody who comes in and just mentions the home team. And we're going to be giving away some gift certificates in the weeks ahead. Probably when I get back from vacation, we'll be doing that. So, but by all means, check it out, 580 and McMullen Booth Road. They're open every morning at 11 o'clock, and they stay open until 8 o'clock. They're closed on Sunday, but well, actually, they have reopened on Sunday. They used to be closed, but now they are open. So they're open 7 days a week.
Got it. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you go out to a Clearwater Thresher game, always enjoy having a hot dog or three out there, especially the Dollar Tuesdays. And our good friend Josh Sperber, the voice of the Clearwater Threshers, is joining us. Josh, welcome back to the home team.
Good to be back, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Well, we appreciate you back here. And I know that we've just passed the 4th of July, and they always put on a great fireworks show there at the Baycare Ballpark.
Yeah, it was, I mean, because the rain kind of took about half the game, it was the best part about July 4th. But, you know, all jokes aside, truly another incredible show. The finale of the Independence Day shows was just epic. I mean, I don't think I've seen a fireworks show like it.
Yeah, and there are some more fireworks shows coming up. Like I think it's every Saturday home game. Don't they have the fireworks there?
Yeah, this coming Saturday. Well, not today because we're in Tampa, but next week the Wawa has some fireworks for us, and there's a whole bunch of giveaways and fun stuff coming to the ballpark next week when the Threshers have another 6-game set.
Well, we're going to give away some tickets for the game next Friday. Which is a special night as well, right? Margaritaville,
Yeah.
I believe.
It's a Margaritaville night where I make a ton of Jimmy Buffett jokes on the broadcast, and the first, I think, 1,000 fans get a tropical shirt giveaway, which it looks really cool. They actually have pictures of the shirt that we're giving away up on the Threshers Instagram at Threshers Baseball, and it's just really cool. You have all these tropical elements in there, some Threshers logos. Just a really, really awesome souvenir.
Well, if you would like to go, we have 2 family 4-packs of tickets for that game, Margaritaville night. It's coming up this coming Friday night at Baycare Ballpark. 6:30, I believe, is the first pitch, right, Josh?
That is correct. First pitch, 6:30. Gates open at 5:30 to come in and get your shirts on July 11th.
And I'd recommend you get there early because with 1,000 available, they're going to go quick. Those are a very popular giveaway. If you'd like to go, just mention it on Facebook Live or when you call in, and we will get you out there to Baycare Ballpark for Margaritaville night next Friday. How is the team doing right now, Josh?
Been in a bit of a slump in the last couple games, but still a lot of talent on the team. Getting a couple young hitters up from the complex, some guys coming back from injury. You know, it's a really good team, and definitely a team that you guys should check out because they're a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. And, you know, I was having a conversation the other day with someone, and I was saying, you know, if you're in the minor leagues, you really have maybe a 2 to 3 year window to try and make it up to where you can make a career out of it. Other than that, you really have to look at, well, it's not going to happen. I got to move on to something else.
Yeah, it's a tough life, but I mean, you see some of these guys and you really, it's hard to tell how much of that extra pressure that they're dealing with because they really handle it well and have a lot of fun on the field and just do everything they can to try and make the baseball experience the best for them so that they can move on and also the best for the fans because these players just love the Threshers fans and they love interacting with with everyone who comes out.
Josh, you really don't see any more the veteran like minor leaguers like you would like Kevin Costner's in Bull Durham. You don't see guys that hang around a long time anymore, do you?
In single A, not as much. I feel like those kind of, Kevin Costner and Bull Durhams are usually going to be up in Double A or Triple A for a little bit. But just the way the minor leagues are structured now, it's really focused on having in Single A, in the Florida State League, in Clearwater. It's really focused on having more of the younger guys that are trying to, get their start, get a foothold in pro baseball.
Well, just as quickly as we offered the tickets, Josh, they're gone. We've had 2 people claim the family 4-pack of tickets. So they'll be joining you this coming Friday night out at Baycare Ballpark. So glad to be able to send some people your way.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him at the game.
All right. Very good. Very good. I want to get your thoughts on how is the challenge system working this year where the batter or the pitcher or the catcher can challenge a ball and strike call. How's that going?
Oh, it's great. They had it in kind of a smaller setting kind of last year, but this year they've really expanded it and added the kind of video recognition system like they have in the major tennis Grand Slam tournaments. So you can really get a good idea of, how close the ball or strike was that's being challenged. But it's really helping. It's really helping move the game along and making sure that, the umps are calling the game right and that everything is being judged fairly for both sides.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point? Is that what you were going to ask? Jason?
I know a lot of people are against. Well, no, I know a lot of people are against too much artificial intelligence. But do you think that might be a permanent thing in the major league? And do you think that would be a good thing? I mean, if anything, would that make the balls and strikes calls more consistent and more accurate on a regular basis?
An absolute yes to both. I mean, the part of the benefit of having the minor leagues is so that Major League Baseball can kind of test out some of these rule changes. Like the pitch clock, for example, was exclusively in minor league baseball starting a couple of years ago. And I think it had about 2 years of a test run in the minors before it got to the majors. I'm not going to stand here and guarantee that that's exactly what's going to happen with the ABS, the pitch challenges, the check swing challenges, all of that. But the fact that they're in the minors right now means that the major leagues are definitely going to consider that in the near future, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Will we get to the point ever, Josh, where the home plate umpire is there basically to throw out baseballs and make calls at home plate, safe or out, and every pitch, ball or strike, is determined by the computer? Can you one day see that coming?
I don't know about every pitch. I think that the human error of the umpires is just part of the game. And I remember in spring training, Cole Hamels was talking about that on one of the Phillies podcasts. And he mentioned something about how he would use the game plan for specific umpires and how they call the game, balls and strikes wise. And I just think that part of it is important because, baseball is a game played by humans. So there has to be some element of human error that affects the game. But I think that baseball in the last couple of years has done a good job, using some of the artificial intelligence and the technology that we have at our disposal, not to take over the game and just really, change the way that it's played or anything like that, but just kind of to help it along and again, make sure that it's judged fairly for both teams.
Well, I know that right now with the pitch clock, the umpire doesn't even have to keep an eye on it because he gets a tone that comes through to him when the pitch clock is violated. Could it be that it's just set up so that he hears a bell for a strike and a buzzer for a ball or something like that, where you really wouldn't even realize that he wasn't making the call?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like there'd have to be too much technology for that to be kind of a possibility, at least in from my eyes. I'm not sure if I see something going that far, but I think the future of umpiring in baseball is definitely going to be a mix of, the manual, human umpire behind home plate and everything, but also there's definitely going to be some AI and some technological influence just to make sure that everything is done right.
It will be interesting to see as things go forward in the future. And, I'm kind of on the fence on that, Jason. In one way, I like the accuracy, but I hate taking the human element out of it.
The only thing I'll say is, if you can improve the game by making the calls more consistent and more accurate, is as a fan, we're watching that computer generated strike zone. Every time we look in a game, we can see if it's in there or not. And if that, makes everything more, I think that players get frustrated by the lack of consistency. And when you say, well, this umpire has this strike zone, another umpire has another strike zone. Well, to me, a strike should be a strike and a ball should be a ball, regardless of who's calling the game. But that's the problem with the human element sometimes is it's subjective as opposed to objective. And the one argument you could be, if you get the system right where the computer is calling it, maybe it would be more accurate and more consistent. But we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds. And
different umpires have different strike zones.
That's exactly my point. But see, and that's where it's not supposed to be that way. But of course, it is going to be that way because people they're viewing things differently. That's just that is the human part of the game. So.
Well, Josh, we appreciate you joining us and to keep up the good work with the Threshers. We've got John and David both coming out there on next Friday to enjoy that Margaritaville night. And someone mentioned, in fact, the Toronto Blue Jays have $1 hot dogs on Tuesdays, and they do that. Probably got the idea from the Threshers because you offer that and more than just hot dogs on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, same with the Threshers Dollar Tuesday. You get 12-ounce draft beers for $1, berm tickets, my favorite ice cream sandwiches, whole bunch of other delicious
soft drinks, beers, peanuts, all of that, everything you'd want. Well, Josh, thank you again so much. We appreciate the Clearwater Threshers and their sponsorship of the home team, and always glad to send people out to Baycare Ballpark.
Well, thank you for that, Paul. Appreciate you having me on.
Okay. We'll talk to you again soon. Absolutely. We need to hit a break, and then we will come back with more of the home team. I believe the phone lines are clear right now. Is that accurate? Do we have clear phone lines?
For now, yes, but I'm getting somebody calling in.
All right. Doesn't take long. There you go. If you want to join them, join us, please. 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000. And again, congratulations to John and David, each winners of family 4-packs for the Clearwater Threshers on Friday night on Margaritaville night. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, the father and son windows and doors home team. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
I have great news. Vienna all-beef hot dogs and delicious Hershey's ice cream are once again back in Pinellas County. What once was Daddy Dogs is now Joe's Hot Dogs under new ownership, right at the corner of 580 and McMullen Booth Road in Safety Harbor. The best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef, with any toppings you like, is back in Pinellas County. Joe's Hot Dogs is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 11 to 7. Mention the home team and get 20% off your bill. You don't have to wait any longer or travel to Tampa to get the best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef hot dogs. Not to mention delicious Hershey's ice cream in a wide variety of flavors. Joe's Hot Dogs at the corner of McMullen Booth Road and State Route 580 in Safety Harbor. Mention the home team and save 20%. Check them out on Facebook. Just search Joe's Hot Dogs. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservation suggested but not necessary.
Looking to elevate your brand with custom apparel? Look no further than Athletic House, your one-stop shop for screen printing and embroidery in Clearwater. Whether you need embroidery on your polos or full-color logos screen printed on T-shirts, our expert team will bring your vision to life with precision and quality. Family-owned and operated for over 20 years, we pride ourselves on the personal attention we give to all our customers. Making your team look good is our business. Athletic House. Call us today for a quote.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. If you suffer damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the home team. We've got full phone lines, so let's get right to them. And we want to bring in a guy we haven't heard from in a long time. Otis is joining us. Otis, welcome back to the home team.
How are you, Paul?
Doing good. Good to hear from you.
Good. Yeah, nice to be heard. Hey, Jason.
How you doing, Otis? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. This call is quick. I just had that trivia question for Jason.
Okay.
I can't can't imagine not stumping, Karnak here. But Jason, what other professional sports team did John Lynch play for, and what was the position?
Let's see. Whatever professional sports team.
And if you get it right, I'll buy you a Alexi gift certificate.
I mean, I know for the other team he played for was the Denver Broncos in football. But you're taking a different sport?
Oh, I'm giving it away, Jason. Yeah, go ahead.
It was Well, no, I know he played for Denver, the Broncos.
Yes.
And was he still a safety?
No, it's a different sport.
It's a different sport. Then I would say I think it was baseball, but I'm not sure who he played for though.
All right, I beat the Swami.
You got me. Yep.
He played for the Florida Marlins, and he was a pitcher in the minor leagues.
I'd forgotten about that. Okay, yeah, no, I figured he did play baseball as well as football. I know he went to Stanford in college, but yeah, no, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Well, listen, I'll go to my wherever I go, having known I beat the Swami.
Yeah, you got me. It was a good one.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. Let's continue along. Don from St. Petersburg is joining us. Hello, Don. You're on the home team.
Oh,
Father
good
and
morning.
Son Windows and Doors home team.
Yes. I've been away a couple of weeks, and after the Sun won their championship, we went on vacation. And then I saw that Thibodeau was fired by the Knicks, and now Mike Brown is coming to the Knicks.
Yes.
What do you think Mike Brown can do for the Knicks that Tom Thibodeau couldn't do, other than try to get him to an NBA championship?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, what he's going to have to do is get him to an NBA championship. Obviously, it's unless you do that, it wasn't good enough because it wasn't good enough for Thibodeau.
How long do you think he has to do that?
I would say maybe 3 years at the most. I think they're going to expect him to get probably at least to the NBA Finals within a year or two, and because ownership in New York, and even more importantly, the media in New York, nothing short of a championship is accepted. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Mike
and
Brown.
again, also, I go back to Boston and Indiana with their top players out this year. This is an opportunity now, this season, before those other players, before Tatum comes back, before Halliburton comes back, that the Knicks have an opportunity this year. You know that they're going to be expected to get there this year, at least get to the NBA Finals.
Many people are saying Cleveland, New York, and Orlando are probably the top three in the East.
Probably. And do you think Mike Brown is the equivalent of Tom Thibodeau, even though Thibodeau has not won a championship?
I don't. I think Tom Thibodeau's an excellent coach. The problem with him is that two things I can actually point to is that he relies basically on his starters. His starting five play the bulk of the minutes. He doesn't use his bench, and he tends to wear thin on players as well.
Well, you did, though, but if you compare Brown and Thibodeau's careers, both of them coached at multiple teams. Both of them had a lot of success. Mike Brown led a team to a championship, to a finals championship. Thibodeau
But he had
did
a
not.
good team, too.
Sure, but I mean, I'm telling you, he led Cleveland in 2007 to the NBA Finals. Thibodeau never got to the NBA Finals, whether it was with Chicago or New York or anywhere.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So those are the things that I would say, definitely.
Good. I'm very interested in seeing how that plays itself out for the next at least 2 years. I'm giving him 2 years, not even 3.
Yeah, it could be, especially if the first season doesn't go quite as well as hoped, then it's going to put a lot of pressure on the next season.
And by the way, speaking of coaches, the Magic hired God Shamagod of the Dallas Mavericks. He's supposed to be an offensive genius. So that's something they needed. They were one of the lower scoring teams in the NBA. So hopefully he'll be a good addition to Jamal Mosley's staff.
Yeah, that was a great trade that they got. The Magic made a great signing on July 1st.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. Don, thank you so much. Always good to hear from you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Sir. We appreciate it. We need to hit one more break, and then Anthony will come and join us, wrap things up for us on the home team for another week. More of the home team coming up here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Beach Dogs Friday are back this summer. On the last Friday home game of the month, the Clearwater Threshers become their alternate identity, the Clearwater Beach Dogs. Presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Beach Dog Fridays are dog-friendly, and each dog ticket benefits a local pet charity each month. Bring your pup to play on the berm, eat a hot dog, and maybe meet our bat dog, Lucy May. Dog tickets are available for purchase in person at the Baycare Ballpark box office. All other tickets are available at treasuresbaseball.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the home team. We're going to get to Anthony in just a second, but find out what's going on at Alessi Bakery, Jason.
Sure. Well, the specials today and tomorrow are the buy one, get one free assorted cake pops, banana masu cake squares, and oatmeal raisin cookies. Buy one, get one free. And then starting on Monday, going through next Sunday, our specials will be the tres leche parfaits. That's the 3 milks parfait sundaes, the strawberry masu cake square, and oatmeal raisin cookies are buy one, get one free. We have a wide variety of turnovers, cakes, cupcakes, wonderful deli offering a variety of sandwiches and hot entrees. Our famous scacciata pizza, the cold meat pizza, that's a staple item there. So we're open 7 days a week at Alessi Bakery, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're located at 2909 West Cypress Street, in between MacDill and Armenia.
You sound like you work there.
Maybe just a few days a week. Yeah, I got my bed in the back there. My home away from home.
There you go. Let's go to the phone lines. Anthony is with us. Hello, Anthony. You're on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team, and I understand you have a better phone.
No, unfortunately, I took off Bluetooth, and I accidentally erased the mobile app on my phone, which pretty much handicapped my speaking function on the phone. That's why it came out like a hard blizzard was passing through here.
Yeah, no, sounds good today, though. That's good.
As far as New York City, first time I ever had a hot dog was as a kid, New York City, 1971, from a street vendor, and I think they still keep the tradition. A snappy dog. You bite into it, snap.
Right.
I've never been able to find a dog like that ever since. Now, one thing you have to do is different from a vendor where you can get ketchup on your hot dog. If you go to one of the vintage establishments, you better read the placard, because if you're holding up the line behind you, you're going to get grief from all the New Yorkers there. So make sure you get up to date on your what goes on the hot dog. As far as favorite lighting players, Darren Pupa, and Vinny LeCavalier.
Yeah.
In that order, pretty much. And then Pele and Gordie Howe. And I'm basing those 4 because I saw them in person, in action, and I met them personally. And they sign items for me. You can always sense a player's character by the way they approach the fans.
Very true.
4 or 5 individuals.
Yep.
Very good point. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. Well, what do you think of Pontus Holmberg? It's going to be joining the Lightning as a free agent.
Well, it's good to see. It's kind of early to forecast what these players are going to be performing like. Do they work into Cooper's chemistry? That's the whole. That's the whole thing. Can they fit into Cooper's game plan? I know Jake Russell came in from Pittsburgh. He fit in quite well. Mm-hmm. We have several other players who came in, and they just couldn't function properly. I know Coleman came in when he was released from the Devils, and he was not really mentally capable to adjust right off the bat. but as the season commenced, he performed quite well for us and contributed for our championship wins back to back.
Well, something that you'll want to know, Anthony, is that I understand the NHL schedule is coming out on either July 14th or 15th. So we're just a couple of weeks away from the release of the schedule.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
I'm trusting Brisebois, so I hope he's decked out. He's laid out a good deck for us.
Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Anthony.
Sure. Okay, guys.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Well, that's going to do it. We want to thank Josh Sperber from the Clearwater Threshers and Cubby McMenemy from the Father and Son Windows and Doors for joining us. And we'll be back with you again next week. Hot Dog. Joe's Hot Dog's the newest member of the home team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3. And as always, Facebook
Live.